The Calgary Police Service continues to investigate 2 carjackings that took place this weekend. At approximately 9:30 p.m. on Friday, November 6th, a woman was in her vehicle in the parking lot of Market Mall when she was approached by an unknown male. The male opened the driver's side door and pointed a gun at the woman, ordering her out of the vehicle. The male fled the scene in the victim's silver 2003 Chevrolet Venture van with license plate BHH 5604. It's believed the male was driving in tandem with a smaller 4-door red car with 2 males in it. The suspect is described as dark-skinned with a medium build. At approximately 9:15 p.m. yesterday, Saturday, November 7th, officers responded to a call of a man reporting he was deliberately struck from behind while he was traveling northbound on Tarrington Road N.E, approaching Taradale Drive. He proceeded to get out of his vehicle, a white Ford F150 with license plate BPZ0235, to assess the damage, when the driver of the white Dodge Ram also exited his vehicle. 2 other occupants of the Dodge Ram remained inside the vehicle. The driver of the Dodge Ram confronted the victim and punched him in the face and grabbed him. The victim resisted and ran away. The suspect then got into the Ford F150 and drove away in tandem with the Dodge Ram. The victim called police from his home in Coral Springs. The suspect in this incident is described as a Caucasian male with a European accent, approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall, with a stocky build and short dark hair. He was wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans. Anyone who may have witnessed these incidents or have information about them is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Although both incidents may appear similar, investigators continue to determine the motive. Although both of these incidents may appear similar, investigators continue to determine the motive and connection, if any. Earlier violent incidents during the week are also being investigated with a service-wide priority to allocate necessary resources and intelligence in a coordinated manner. We'd like to remind citizens of the following tips. Please remain aware of your surroundings and call 911 if you should see any suspicious activity. Due to the potential for violence and unpredictable nature and motive of these events, do not resist and do not leave vehicles running and unlocked. Thank you.
So the suspect's description you just gave, there was no age. What ages?
They were, I'm sorry, I'll have to get that information for you to confirm it.
Okay. I didn't think I would ask. Well, those are very different. The victims were very different. We've got a female in a car. The other ones have got male driving. What do these have in common?
Well, right now what they have in common is unfortunately they were carjacking. So they were the theft of the vehicle with violence. Is obviously it brings it to a whole new level. So that's the part that concerns us, obviously. Other than that, we're investigating whether there's connections. So.
What, at this stage, what kind of connections are you trying to determine? Is it the type of vehicle that's being attacked? Are these men working together, that kind of thing?
Well, and that's exactly what we will investigate. So right now we don't have anybody in custody. So we'll investigate, whether we can find surveillance video or witnesses or anything to tie these together, so we can get pictures of suspects or just any more detail that can bring them together. Until we have a point where we can say this is the same offender in both, we'll investigate them separately, but bring the information together and share the information.
So you're looking for the public's help in if anyone had witnessed one of those things?
Absolutely, yeah. If there's witnesses to any of these events or they see these vehicles, obviously don't approach the vehicles, give us a call right away, and we'll come and recover the vehicles or investigate the rest.
What do you suspect? Maybe you don't just suppose things, but we were chatting about the idea that if someone does steal a car, they're not going to be able to get that far where they can't resell it. So maybe they're looking to perform a crime in the vehicle and then ditch it, or do you have any sense of what might happen next?
Well, there's a number of reasons that people steal vehicles. I mean, I don't want to make assumptions on these ones until we apprehend the offenders in this. But yeah, I mean, there could be any one of a number of reasons why people steal vehicles.
And was this the 4th of this week, or how many have we seen recently?
Again, I'd have to confirm exactly how many there were. I believe there've been 4 this week. Yeah.
I saw a headline that said 4, so 4
okay.
At this point, I guess.
Yeah, I would say 4 is what we've had so far.
Is this the start of a trend, do you think?
Well, again, I don't want to make any guesses on whether it's the start of a trend, but certainly if we can, and we are getting on this as quickly as possible. We've got a number of investigators working on both incidents. So if it is the start of the trend, we're going to nip it in the bud as early as possible and get get the offenders in custody as quickly as we possibly can.
In your memory, have you seen a spike of carjackings like this before? Is this kind of like a cyclical thing, or is this like extremely unusual in your memory?
You know, we've certainly seen carjackings before in the city. Fortunately for Calgary, they're extremely rare, which is a great thing for the city. But stolen vehicles aren't a rare thing. So with the violence added in, obviously that's a big concern to us. It's certainly a spike over what we've seen in the couple previous weeks and months, and you know, in everybody's kind of memory, and we'll just we'll add that extra investigation to it and see what we can come up with.
Without getting into specifics, I'm assuming you're putting some extra resources into combating this. Is it like how do you approach this from an investigative point of view when it comes to sort of dipping this in the bud?
Yeah, you know, so I mean, we've got a number of different investigative units that are working on it and sharing intelligence as well, right? So if there's a suspect in one incident, they'll share it with the other incidents and see what they can pull together, and just adding extra detectives to it to you know, things like neighborhood inquiries, looking for video, looking for witnesses, all that kind of stuff, and just talking to the public. Any additional witness information is what's going to help us solve this crime, and the witness information is really what solves most crimes for us.
And that's in the violent nature of this thing too. This isn't your run-of-the-mill car thief, kind of like gateway drug moving into a higher thing. This is sort of a special breed of criminal when it comes to someone forcibly beating someone out of their car and taking it, as opposed to someone just, you know, slim jimming and hollering in a car and driving away, right?
Well, there's, again, not knowing these specific offenders yet, there's certainly to us, there's a big difference between a property crime and a crime with violence against a person, right? So we'll address it with just that much more emphasis. So, yeah, if a stolen vehicle is a property crime or a lower level crime, if you will, this is certainly, it ups it, and we'll put that much more effort into solving it.
As a police officer, how concerned are you with this recent sort of close together spike in violent carjackings?
Well, I mean, what we're concerned about is the risk to the public in any incident. So whether it's a carjacking or a robbery or anything like that, we just want to make sure that the public's as safe as can be. So obviously, people protecting themselves is a big benefit to themselves, and then we'll do what we can. We'll put resources in the right areas based on the intelligence that we get to make sure that we can keep people as safe as possible.